Hey, welcome. So let's talk about something we probably all have in common, that YouTube watch later list. Is yours less of a playlist and more of a digital graveyard of good intentions? Because mine definitely is. Today, we're diving into a really clever AI hack that might just be the solution to finally taming that beast.
I mean, seriously, it's a black hole, right? You drop in these fascinating documentaries, these super helpful tutorials, these interviews you swear you're going to watch, and they just vanish. It's this weird shared digital phenomenon. But what if there was a way to actually get through it all without spending the next decade glued to your screen?
All right, so here's the plan. First, we're going to look at the sheer scale of this endless list problem. Then we'll introduce a totally new idea that uses an AI tool in a way it was never meant to be used. We'll walk through how to set it all up, show you the new way to watch, and then get into the really juicy debate it started: efficiency versus enjoyment. Finally, we'll wrap up by rethinking how we consume content in the first place.
So let's get into it. Section 1, the endless list. And calling it a digital graveyard isn't really an exaggeration. For a lot of us, this list has become a genuine source of digital stress.
Yeah, you heard that right. People are actually maxing out the list. It gets so full, they have to start creating Watch Later too, or even breaking it down into categories like tech or history. One person said they have a dozen of these backup lists. It's kind of proof that our curiosity is writing checks our free time just can't cash.
And this is where things get really interesting. See, instead of trying to magically find more hours in the day, someone had this brilliant idea to just change what watching even means. And they did it by hijacking a tool that has nothing to do with video.
Let's be really clear about what this tool is. It's called NotebookLM, and it's from Google. It is not a video player. It's an AI research assistant. Think of it like a study buddy. You give it documents, like PDFs, articles, research papers, and it helps you summarize them, find connections, and answer questions based only on the stuff you uploaded.
And boom, this is the big idea. This is the paradigm shift. What if you stopped looking at your watch later list as a bunch of movies you have to sit through and started treating it like your own personal research library? Instead of passively watching for an hour, you could actively pull out the exact answer you need in like 2 minutes. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Let's get practical. You're about to see how surprisingly easy it is to turn that messy, chaotic list into a sleek, searchable database. So the setup, and this is a one-time thing, is incredibly simple. You just make a new notebook in the app, then you grab a browser extension that can scrape your playlist, you export a bunch of URLs up to 100 at a time, and then with one click, you just dump them all into your notebook. No more tedious copy-pasting. Once that's done, the way you interact with your queue is completely different. Seriously, you're not a passive viewer anymore, waiting for information to come to you. You become an active researcher, going in and getting what you need. Now, here's the most important part to get. The AI is not watching the video. It can't. It's reading the video's transcript. So you just select one video in your notebook, and you can ask it for a quick summary, or for the main arguments, or you can get super specific, like, in this phone review, what did they say about the camera in low light? You get your answer, you delete the video from the notebook, and just like that, your queue gets a little shorter. As you can probably guess, an idea like this kicked off a huge debate online. People had strong feelings. Is this an amazing productivity hack, or is it a totally soulless way to engage with creativity? This gets us to the core of the whole thing. So on one side, you've got team efficiency. A user named Michael put it perfectly. He said, a lot of videos are full of filler. He just doesn't have time to watch every single video that piques his interest. For him, this isn't about enjoyment, it's about triage. It's about getting the info and moving on. But then you have the other side of the coin. User Richard came in with this zinger, calling it a soulless way to consume. And he makes a great point too. For so many people, YouTube isn't just about data points. It's about connecting with a creator's personality, their humor, their artistry. Stripping a video down to just text feels wrong. And this slide really breaks it down perfectly. It's about your goal. Are you there to consume information where speed and efficiency are everything? Or are you there to experience creativity, where the whole point is to soak in the artistry and the nuance? This AI hack is built for the person on the left and probably not so much for the person on the right. And let's be honest, the critics have some very, very good points. A transcript can't show you a crucial graph. It completely misses the editing, the music, the jokes, the nonverbal stuff. And we've all seen how bad auto-generated captions can be, especially with names or technical jargon, so you could definitely be getting inaccurate info.
So where does that leave us in this whole debate? Well, it all leads to a more nuanced conclusion. This method isn't really about replacing watching videos. It's about adding a new, incredibly powerful tool to your toolbox.
At the end of the day, the real takeaway here isn't to stop enjoying content. It's to use AI to cut through the noise. This whole system is like a hyper-intelligent filter. It helps you figure out if a video is actually worth your time, or if it's just clickbait. It lets you triage your queue, so you can spend your precious time watching the stuff that truly matters to you.
Which leaves us with one final big question to chew on. In this new age of AI, where we can process information faster than ever before, what's our goal? Are we trying to consume content for its data, or are we trying to experience it? The answer is probably a little bit of both. Thanks for joining me.